Hello everyone, it's Christine here. Happy Thrifty Thursday. And I am super hyped up because today I went to the Embroiderers Guild of Victoria, their Anzac Day Stacks of Stash market, where different people can come along from their guild, but also I think other people can rent a table at the market, and they can share their stash with those that might like to purchase it. And the prices were just incredible, and just some really unique fabrics, including the one that you're looking at. And it was actually a post from Melanie from Purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles that prompted me to really want to go along to this one. I've been meaning to go to them for a few years, but then when I heard that Jen, who has a lot of vintage feed sacks and vintage quilt tops, would be there, I was really keen to go along, because it's the last of her stash that she is actually clearing out. So what you're looking at in front of you is some vintage feed sacks, so from the 20s and 30s. So it's a really decent size piece. Jen just said, look, grab a bundle and I'll price it up for you. So I quickly, I was one of the first ones to her stall, although I think Melanie had actually been there before, but she was a stall holder herself, so I think all the stall holders got to shop around. Bismel did say that she'd actually got quite a good bundle herself, but I was able to get this really decent sized piece of feed sack, and it's just it feels amazing. And just to think that it's got that history in it. So it's obviously got little stains and age marks, and it's got tears in it, and you can see where it's sort of faded there, but I just absolutely love it all, and it will all be getting a gentle wash. It's got some seams in it again that I love. I'm not sure if this one looks like it might have been put together from multiple bits of feed sack. I'm going to really enjoy sort of looking at these pieces more closely. So while we're on the feed sack theme, here's an actual feed sack with the feed sack fabric and the labels still on it. So how absolutely cool is that? So, and you can see it's the same sort, because I was really interested to actually verify what feed sack fabric feels like. So now I'll have a much better idea when I'm looking at other vintage fabrics, but it's got the original label on it, so I'll be able to look this up and see what era this would have come from, but I'm assuming it's the 20s 30s, based on that being the feed sack time. So you can see that they were actually quite decent sized bits of fabric that you would actually get, and you can see why people made clothing and quilts and all sorts of things out of them. So this label is just sort of stuck on, so it's more like a papery sort of label, and then they would have had the whole piece of fabric underneath. But I'm thinking I will need to come up with a project that keeps this in its entirety, but it's actually lovely connection to family, because that's where Alex's mum is originally from, Hungary. So that will be a fabulous little piece to have in my collection. But definitely keen to do something with it. It might be the outer for a little fabric book or something. I'm not sure. We will ponder. So I'll lay that down, so that I don't think I'll be washing that one, because I don't want to destroy the paper, obviously. And then I got this quilt top, although it's I guess a section of a quilt top. I'm guessing these fabrics might be a bit more recent, because they've got a little bit more of, I think, maybe some silks or possibly some some polyester fibres, etc. in them. But I just thought, again, just to have little sections of this that I can then incorporate into my slow stitch pieces might be lovely, or to use this again to maybe make some pouches, but just to have just the variety of these vintage fabrics all together. This one, I think it could be a feed sack. Again, I'm going to have to do, it might be actually, no, I think actually it's too thin for feed sack. But it was just in tubs that Jen had of her amazing fabrics. This is a huge quilt top. Again, you can see little signs of age, and I'm sure that many of these fabrics are feed sacks in it, so I'll have a lot of fun being able to get in and do some research. But yeah, I'm pretty sure these look to me like the designs I've seen on feed sacks. Should just get it out a bit more so you can see. But yeah, aren't they beautiful? And just, yeah, lots of different designs in the quilt itself as well. So very, very cool. And yeah, you can see the age or the sort of, yeah, the stain marks on it. So it has been well used also. And you can see the little hand stitching or mending that's been done on it also. So yeah, really, really interesting. So I'll just try and fold that up again. I'll give this one a gentle wash. It will just be the bag that the feed sack itself that I don't wash. And then another lovely quilt top, again quite sizable, so I can't really show you all of it on camera, but again I'm pretty sure some of these would be feed sack fabric. Sorry, I'm just getting a bit of my fibre from my my Roxy project fallen down. So yeah, like ones like that and that, I'm pretty sure a feed sack, probably that one maybe. And again, some of the squares are not sort of like, they're not totally even, but I think that just adds to all the charm, and just being able to possibly use portions of it in my slow stitch projects will be fabulous. And then another one. And again, there's a lot in this one. They are bigger pieces. And again, just really lovely variety of vintage fabrics of all types. Ones like that, these beautiful little ones. Just a lot to enjoy in there. So I think this might be, yeah, this doesn't seem to have as many that look as old as the other ones, but I just, yeah, dived in and grabbed some things out. This was just another bit of fabric that took my fancy from Jen's boxes. So some very, it looks like a sort of a masked ball. People are wearing masks and they're in the grounds, and there's sort of French looking chairs. So I thought that was a nice, interesting fabric. And then this one I think is a Liberty by the feel of it, and a very nice sized piece of it. I could be wrong, but it, yeah, feels and looks to be a Liberty. So they were my lovely goodies from Jen. I'll see how much I can fit on the desk before we're up too close to the camera. Then for $5, I got this beautiful French box with a box within it. So it's actually 2 boxes, and I thought these would be lovely to have in my craft room. So $5 at the market, but then when I looked at the back, it had come from a store in Melbourne in Canterbury, and was $54.95 originally, which is just crazy. So that's quite a bargain. And then from another store, I got some of this beautiful very vintage lace. I'm going to take it out of its cellophane because I don't need to keep it in its cellophane. It's definitely got age marks on it, but to me that all adds to the charm. And I thought these will be lovely to use individually in pieces. So there's a lot here to use, and it's a design that I don't yet have in my collection. I couldn't resist getting some more of the vintage Suffolk puffs and some of these sort of squared out ones from Melanie from Purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles. So I've got those ones there. And then I got some little trims. I think the trims were $2, and the beads I think were either $1. I think $1 or no, I think they were $1 for each of the little bags of beads. This one was $2 for this Indian sari type trim. I thought it'd be good for my burgundy bonheur big quilt piece that I am working on from the Roxy Journal of Stitchery Treasure Hunt. So yeah, I got some little green beads. I got these green, almost like little washers, but in a sequin shape, because I thought they could even be good to wrap as part of my texture works. These ones were little teardrop, sort of purpley coloured ones. And then this one's actually a really heavy braid, so I'm keen to get it out and just sort of feel, is it like a metallic type braid? Yeah, it's actually got quite a weight in it. So yeah, that's just it's a metal actually. It's a metal braid. That's amazing, and it's got these little baubles on it. Then, actually, back to Jen's store, I got this whole bag of scraps, and these are the scraps from the 20s and 30s. So I'm not sure how best. Maybe I will just move these ones out of the way, because then I'll be able to sort of scoop up. I might put my things in my box. Put these treasures that I've unwrapped so far into the French box, and then I might put my scraps out atop here, and we can have a look at this amazing bundle of scraps, because I think many of these will be feed cloth scraps. So I'm thinking that's a feed cloth. And these, yeah, that feels like feed cloth as well. So yeah, just a wonderful selection of goodies in here. Not huge pieces, but you can definitely use these smaller pieces in your slow stitch. If anything, it's always a lovely sort of thing to have pieces this small, because you're happy to just dive in and grab them out. So I think I'll make a jar of Jen's scraps to start incorporating bigger piece. Beautiful little pieces there. It's just going to be a lovely bundle of goodies to go exploring through, and just very vintage pieces. So I'm going to give myself an education in feed sacks, look up the different designs, see which of these I can identify. That one I don't think's a feed sack. Ones like that I think possibly are. That would be, I think, very, very aged. I think this one would be. Yeah, that would be. So I think I'm starting to be able to feel for them. I don't think that one is. Don't know, that could be. I think this one would be. That feels a bit more modern. That one I think would be a feed sack, and I think all these little triangles great. They were maybe going to be triangles in a quilt. I think that one probably is a feed sack too. That looks like a potentially a more modern one. I say more modern, but they're still probably vintage. That would be a feed sack, I think. Yeah, I think that's got the feel. That one I think also. Even just little skerricks are probably squares for a quilt that didn't quite make it into a quilt. And yeah, more of those little triangles. Aren't they great? That feels like feed cloth as well. That does too. I mean feed bag. I'm calling it feed cloth, but yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, that will be many hours of enjoyment to go through and maybe straighten those out, or just leave them in a jar or a box that I can run it. Oh, there's a whole lot more beautiful triangles down here. So yes, some of these feel like feed sack, some don't. One more, isn't that one lovely? I haven't done any of the triangles in quilting or English paper piecing, so I'll have to look up some triangle designs as well. So So yeah, that's a big bag of lovely lovely scraps to play with. And then the Embroiderers Guild themselves had a store, and these are, I want to actually have a close look at the label. Let me just get them open. So this whole bag was $10 for all of these, which are called bunker yarn rayon 100%, and it says on the other side, this knitted yarn can be loosened into crepe thread. And it's interesting because it's got these sorts of ties around it, but I thought the colours would be fabulous for some of my Nature's Textures pieces, and because it's a yarn that's almost sort of like circular, I thought it would be great for like wrapping things if you're making a little anemone, or yeah, I just think it's going to have great hold and texture, and be really, really useful. And it was in some great colours like greens and browns and greys and whites, as well as some pinks and things, which could even be good for some of the more colourful scenes that I make in Nature's Textures. Then I came to a fabulous store, which I think was a lady destashing her, probably her quilting and haberdashery supplies, and this store had absolute bargains. For example, this bag of buttons for $5. I haven't looked through it yet. I've only just kind of opened the top and gone, my goodness. At first I thought maybe they were $5 each, but no, the whole bag, $5, which is amazing when some of the buttons themselves originally were $2.20. So they're very pretty, Vogue style. Big ornate ones like this that seem to have like pearls in them, Italy. Sweet little, I always love my small ones, so they will definitely be useful. Some more red ones, burgundy ones, which could be good for my burgundy bonheur. Ooh, let's have a look in here. I see some interesting things. Look at these ones. It's like they're enamel inlaid. So there's a few of those lovely ones. Where did they come out of? Which one? What bag did I just open then? Was it that bag? Yes. And then I was going to have a look at these other ones too. So I did go along just thinking I was going to get the feed sack, but when I found this other lady's store, it was just amazing. And then Mel told me to go upstairs and have a look at the wools and things, which were the guilds area, and they were incredible too. So yeah, there's some shell ones in here. I can tell by the carving of them, so they're beautiful. And these ones are, I think, yeah, they're metal look, but they're plastic, but they have sweet little flower designs on them. So a massive bag of those. Oops, dropping them. And again, they might even be able to be used in some of my Nature's Textures pieces too. Another nice burgundy one. These ones have a sort of a crackle effect, almost like a rock effect on them. And then some nice little gold ones. Again, originally $3.10, so the bag is a bargain. Some spotty ones. Some nice blue glossy ones. More ones. Oh, look at these. These, I think I'll definitely have to put some of these, well, one of these onto my my treasure hunt piece. Little, this is the thing I always forget the word on. Goodness. I will possibly think of it. You know what I mean. And these lovely little grey ones. Browns. Oops. Oh, look at them. One for $5.80. My goodness, that's expensive. I guess it means one card. But that's, yeah. Look at the sweet little ladybugs. Lovely old buttons. Some more blues. Oh, these are not, I think these are glass. They feel glass, yep. Glass buttons, blues. Look at that one, like a jewel. Wow, oh, and then there's this design too. I don't know how well you can see it, it's getting darker outside. by the time I got home, Travis wanted to go for a walk because we'd been down at my house, yeah, getting it ready today. Still just working to sort of clear it out and do a few cleaning-y things so we can rent it out. And then I popped into the D-stash on the way home. But yeah, there was so many people. I was amazed. There was a line forming out the front when I arrived. Little bears. I wonder if they're glass ones too. They feel quite heavy. Yep, glass beads. Aren't they beautiful? Look. Wow. Very, very happy with that. Again, I think this was the second store that I spent the most time at. So I was lucky that I got to both of them in good time. And then some nice gold ones, large ones. These are little flower ones, which I don't have anything like this in my collection. Look at these. And they've got little pearl centres in them, like little glass. They're not glass though, they are plastic. But again, they could be great in some of my Nature's Textures pieces as well. Some more buttons. Little black ones. Nice brown ones. I love USA. Some more of these, which I will eventually remember the word for. Christine. Isn't it funny how some words just don't stay in your head? And then I think because I'm thinking as I talk, I can't really kind of conjure them up. So I'm thinking ahead. Aren't they lovely? It's a huge, huge button. And it's like wrapped with thread. Some coconut shell buttons. Some more little pearly ones. So that is the amazing button stash. $5 for that treasure trove. I mean, yeah, as I say, if you go to a store and buy some buttons, not that I buy all my buttons are of a second hand or handed down from my owner, but I'm sure you'd pay that much just for one lot. So another $5 bargain from that same store was this $5 bag of Wiles and Lightweight. And just have a look how much you get for $5. I just couldn't resist. And these are lovely for making like Suffolk puffs because it's, yeah, quite, these almost feel like a Liberty. I really hope they haven't sold Liberties for that price. Although I kind of hope for me if they have, but yeah, it just feels beautiful. So many lovely different patterns, but quite sizable pieces. All this one has butterflies on it. Isn't that beautiful? Butterflies made out of tiny butterflies. Can you see? Like the butterfly shapes are forming up to make a shape. Wow, look at that. Beautiful fabrics. They just feel exquisite. I'm going to have to look for some, I don't know if they've got there. Oh, there's one. This one's got a selvage edge on it. Little Folks. 2009, Anna Maria Horner. Spotlight Australia. So this has got trees on it. That's cool as well. Got little deer and houses on it. That's sweet. Again, you can cut round the houses. That's beautiful. And yep, another lovely fabric, another piece of that other fabric. This one. So yeah, big pieces too, not just scraps even. And that's another Anna Maria Horner. Just feels really lovely. I'd happily make like a scarf or something like that out of it. I've actually got too many scarves, so it won't be a scarf, but yeah, it feels gorgeous. So I'll put those back in. They will eventually be put onto their cards and put away. I've actually got to do just another little rearrange in the cupboard in the craft room, because I've brought some shelving back with me, which will be very handy. Then there are a range of fabrics, a metre for $2, which is just brilliant and quite, I think, like fabrics that I've seen sell quite expensively online. I mean, certainly you just wouldn't get a metre for $2 online. Just wouldn't happen. So yeah, beautiful writing. It looked like there was one that was Italian and one that was French. I think this one looks like it's I'm not sure actually. And then this one. And I do love the ones with script and sort of old prints on them. They're lovely to add into our slow stitch projects. So isn't this fabulous? It's got like telegrams, handwriting, stamps, little wishes, yeah, telegrams. So very cool. And then there's some more of these ones, I think, and then I'll get into the $2 bundles. So this one was a metre for $5. Not quite sure why that one was only $2. Maybe that one was smaller, was it? Or maybe I just got very lucky with the pricing on that other one, I think. But even for $5, very, very good value. And then this one has like little coupons on it, French writing, but again can kind of use those individually, stitch them into pieces. So that will be a lot of happy stitchery. So there's a lot in there. And then I loved this one. So this is $2. So maybe that one was actually, I think that one might have been a mislabel. I think it probably charged to me at $2 as well, because it's the same, a metre for $2. And this is like a sort of a shop book. So, oh, Robert Kaufman. So yeah, very, very good quality fabrics, and they do sell for a lot. And then always happy to have some fabric measuring tape, and so this one will be brilliant. And again, $2. So yeah, I think the other one was just a mislabel, because they all came from the same bit of the table. These bigger packs, building blocks by American Jane Patterns. So yeah, so useful for my stitching. So I couldn't resist. And then at the other end of that table, they had bundles for $2 each. So if it had 2 elastic bands on it, it was a $2 bundle. So in each bundle, I think there were 4 pieces. So this one has these amazing, almost looks like a ceiling or something. But again, some lovely tones, I think, for my treasure hunt piece, which I do want to get back to. And just lovely sort of line fabric, almost with a goldy and sort of blacky grey. And then yeah, I saw the writing and thought that was pretty cool. I think that's got Italian on it. And then the next pack has 5 pieces in it. So it has some beautiful brown and blue, this beautiful flower print, another lovely flower print. I think I saw this one with the birds, and that's a really sizable piece, the birds and the flowers, so that'll be great. This one, I saw the buttons and thought, yep, I want that one. I reckon that's probably another Kaufman print. Oh no, Yuma. Okay. But yeah, that's very cool as well. And then it has a nice neutral with leaves embossed on it, so that's sweet. And then another one with leaves embossed, and then just a nice little neutral pattern, which is always good to have some neutrals to mix in with the colourfuls. A fern pattern, some greeny spots, some other spots, and then yeah, this one which I thought was quite nice, almost like an Art Deco style. I'm going to go back behind me because there's some more bundles. I went back to that store a second time. So another one of the $2, and this had like little button cards. I think that's what they're meant to be, but it's a Japanese fabric, I think. But yeah, you just can't go wrong, honestly. At those prices, it was definitely hard to resist, and I didn't resist. I picked out the ones that I thought would be lovely to have in my stitchery. So yeah, it's very sweet little design. Says made in France. So maybe these, oh no, I think there was another one that was made in Japan. And then got another $5 mixed voile and lightweight. I don't know if this has any repeats with the other one, but again, I just couldn't resist. Look at that beautiful fabric. And then a nice small piece, very sizable piece. Again, some of these definitely remind me of Liberties. So more of a sort of almost Indian style. See, that one reminds me of a Liberty as well. Paisley sort of brights. That one's, yeah, would just be lovely in the background of pieces. Another nice bright, a plain yellow. Another Anna Maria Horner. This is just that beautiful feeling fabric. I don't know if even they've put, it's just either a really fine weave or it's got something else in it. I'm just wanting to see if it says 100% cotton or something else. Not sure. I'll have to look that one up. Another beautiful one. This one feels gorgeous as well. Another lovely one there. Another one. Isn't this nice with the sort of wash of the blues and the golds together? And I think a couple of these were in the other, and then this one, yeah, just lovely. The purples and blues. And then I got these pack of panels because I thought they might be nice again to add to my treasure hunt piece. They're kind of in that Frenchy style, and in the burgundies and greens and golds, which I have for that piece. So there's this one, and they're a nice size. That one, this one, and I can kind of stitch into them almost like a little, yeah, a little sort of patchworky piece. Like even stitch some beads and some stitches into the outer. Oh, this is like a sampler, so that would be great. Oh, there's a lot in here. It's hard to tell what was in the pack. Isn't that sweet? And this one, beautiful bowl of fruits. So yeah, I think they'll be great to add to my treasure hunt. And then I'll finish off with, I went upstairs to where all the wools were. And these were like $2. Like some of the big bags were $5, but for these individual ones, $2. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, yeah, I think they're pure wools, and I thought these would be great even for yeah, using in my texture pieces, but even some of the lighter colours I can dye, and they're kind of almost the thickness of an Appleton's wool, but look how much fabulous wool is in there. Got that one, and I got a beautiful pink. Just always need these sorts of colours when I'm stitching my thread painting. Got this one, which is a lovely textured one, which will be great for my Nature's Textures pieces. It's got sort of like little bobblies on it, or even for some of my felting projects. Great for sheep's wool. And so that's just, yeah, a huge roll, huge cone. And for $2, I just couldn't resist. I'm hopeless, I know. I'm a hopeless case. And then this one, again, I just thought being a light colour, I'll be able to dye it. But yeah, for using for my punch needling even. Then there were some bags of threads, and they were, I think, yeah, $2, or wools again. Thought this burgundy, just a huge hank. I mean, where would you get like two wools for $2? It's just a little bit nuts, and this is just, yeah, so soft and lovely. Might need to actually move these out of the way because we'll soon get to the point that we won't be able to actually see what's on the desk. This was a bag for $5 of all of these green wools. So I don't think I'll be running out of yeah, wools to be able to use for my leaves and plants and things for a very long time. And then I've got another bag of greens for $5. So these are lighter greens. Just, yeah, I don't even know where to start. Like, you can't walk past that. I'd challenge anyone to walk past that when you're going to, yeah, be doing thread painting, when you love doing thread painting. So yeah, not sure where these originally originate from, but now they live in my craft room and they're going to be used and shared. Look at this beautiful pinky, a much softer pink than the other one, and an even bigger roll. So yeah, just so will be so good for stitching with. And then this one, a ball of yeah, just a really nice natural, again the sort of, yeah, the thickness of Appleton's wool. So I figured I can use my Inktense on this to dye it. And then a little bundle of scraps. Not sure even what's in here, but we shall have a look. I just saw some interesting things. Didn't know if some of them might be liberties as well. So yeah, some lovely little scraps. And then from the Embroiderers Guild sort of supplies, got this beautiful tapestry fabric, and so this one was $4 for these two, and they're quite light. Well, actually there's 3 pieces in there. Probably not really showing it. I might need to just move you up a smidgeroo. But I just loved it with the dogs and the birds and the flowers. Yeah, it's just lovely. So the rabbits. Oops, I'm getting all my bits mixed up. Another lovely textural yarn. So it's got these sorts of bits almost embroidered into it, or I guess, yeah, woven into it, but they're like little bullion knots almost. So that will be great. And again, that was like $1. Another interesting one for $1. I thought this would be great for wrapping. I don't even know if it's an actual little tube, in which case I could thread something like a pipe cleaner through it. This one, a bit of glitzy glitz, but I thought this could be fabulous. It's a whole lot of like little sequins all stitched on, but I thought, wouldn't this be wonderful to use in some of my underwater scenes, or even some of my forest scenes for little clusters of whether it's lichens or other things. So I thought that could be really interesting to play with. So more for my texture pieces. And then just a blue and white patchwork style piece of fabric, again just from the Embroiderers Guild's supplies table. This one again, I think probably $1 or $2, but it felt again and looked a bit like a liberty. A couple of these were just $1 for a square. So this is Leonie Rossi for Andover Fabrics, but I like that it's got honeycomb on it because I've got a little honeycomb honeybee project I want to do. These I thought could be great for like the applique leaves that I was showing in my most recent video with my Roxy Journal of Stitchery bag with the Protea and Australian other, the Protea is not Australian but the other Australian things, and this is a beautiful Aboriginal style fabric. So these were just $1 a piece, and a beautiful piece of what looks like furnishing fabric, but I thought these were really interesting. They're almost like patchwork design pieces, so I thought they could be fun to stitch into, and it's a nice weight. Another bit of honeycomb, so a slightly bigger honeycomb design, and that is that, I think. Which is, yeah, a very decent haul for someone that was just going to go in and get some vintage feed sack, but I couldn't resist when there's such bargains. So now to sort it all out, give things a wash, and yeah, and put away the fabrics. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will be sharing goodies with you as I continue to do when I do my little giveaways to my lovely subscribers. So thanks everyone, hope you're having a good week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.